You may be trying to lose body fat for many reasons, having a better physique and look like Zac Efron from Baywatch, or just transition into a healthier lifestyle. No matter what your end goal may be, I think we can both agree that losing body fat in the belly, in the waist, and the lower back area almost seems impossible. But I'm here to tell you that it's simpler than it seems. Here's my friend John. In a short few months, he was able to reveal his lower ab V-line and the definition in the rest of his abs as well as his chest. Another example is my brother Ken. By applying the same principles, he was able to burn almost 20 pounds of fat off in 3 months, emphasizing his chest and his arm muscles while reducing his muffin top. If you want to know how Ken and John made this kind of progress, you're going to want to watch till the end of this video. I'm going to give you 10 science-based knowledge that you can apply today and get your weight down, maintain your top-notch physique, all without exercise. So grab a pen and paper. This is going to be some useful stuff. Before we get into the juicy stuff, I want to get one thing covered with you guys. And that's energy balance. To put it simply, if you eat more calories than you burn, you will gain weight. If you eat less calories than you burn, you will lose weight. This is known as a caloric deficit. Now let's take 1 pound of fat, which equals to about 3,500 calories, and take it off your weekly intake of calories. That means being at a 3,500 calorie deficit per week or a 500 calorie deficit per day will burn 1 pound of fat per week off of you. Now this is a simple concept. There are many ways to make this process easy, as well as speeding up this process twice as quickly and get you burning 3 to 4 pounds of body fat per week. Alright guys, I'm going to start with the first few tips, which are simpler tips just to kind of get you going. These tips you can start implementing in your daily lives and it's going to start getting your weight down. Now the last few tips, these are going to be the game changers. These are the ones where you're going to see the most change. So make sure you stay till the end of this video so I get all the tips covered for you. I love sugar, a lot. Nothing better than a chocolate muffin with a glass of cold milk or an Oreo blizzard for a late night snack. But if you noticed, all that sugar intake actually makes you more hungry. This study shows that with a high intake of sugar, your body actually creates resistance to leptin, which is a hormone in your body that lets you know you're full. This condition is believed to contribute to the onset or maintenance of obesity. At this point, you're probably likely to reach for something savory, or even more sweets. Sugar is incredibly high in empty calories, so it's easy to overeat. According to the American Heart Association, the maximum amount of added sugars you should eat in a day for men is approximately 37 grams. For women, is 25 grams. Let's take ketchup for example. 1 tablespoon of ketchup is 3.7 grams of sugar. That means 10 tablespoons of ketchup is your maximum daily sugar intake. But if you're really serious about burning some fat off, try and keep that number closer to 0. Make sure you check out our Instagram page. We post super low calorie and low or no sugar dessert recipes. You may have been told many times in your life to consume more fiber. For many reasons, maybe one of them is to maintain a healthy digestive tract. But not many people know that fiber is actually a very powerful fat burning tool. One study using 1,114 adults lost 3.7% of their belly fat over a 5-year period with a 10-gram increase in their fiber intake. And they did this with no other changes in their diet and no exercise at all. Now fiber is also associated with a higher satiety level, meaning it's going to keep you full for a longer period of time. If you're an apple cider fan, you're going to like this one. Study shows that taking 50 milliliters to 30 milliliters of vinegar per day will significantly reduce your BMI, your visceral fat area, and your waist circumference. Now, like fiber, consuming vinegar has also shown to enhance feelings of fullness and reduce your appetite. Another small study of 11 people showed that adding vinegar to their diet reduced their calorie intake by up to 275 calories, which is more than half of the deficit you need to be at to lose 1 pound of fat per week. So if you're not drinking coffee yet, you want to get on this. A sip of hot coffee is the best way to get the day started. It's going to get you energized for a productive day, as well as increase your metabolism for the day. Studies show that caffeine can increase resting metabolic rate by 3 to 11%, with larger doses having a greater effect. But stay safe. Coffee is also one of the best things that you can drink when you're fasting. So you're probably trying to avoid fats because the word fats is associated with fat. You've been brainwashed by the businesses that want to sell you no fat products. Here's the catch though, if the first thing that comes to mind is oily fried chicken or onion rings, well, I hate to tell you, but that's not the fats that I'm talking about. Studies show that bad fats have been shown to increase body fat and waist circumference. What I'm talking about is healthy fats like nuts, eggs, avocados. One study using 10 volunteers and giving them each 2 different meals of bad fats and healthy fats showed that the healthy fats take a longer time to digest, thus reducing your cravings and your appetite. At the end of the day, fats are crucial to our health, so make sure you're not avoiding them completely. Just don't go overboard. Stick with 1 or 2 thumb-sized healthy fats per meal. Alright guys, so the last 3 tips are gonna really be game changers for you. And the first one I want to talk about is fasting. Now there are many types of fasting techniques, but the one I really want to talk about is the 16-8 fast. This is the type of fasting that is most convenient for most people, as well as retaining the most amount of muscle. This is important as muscle is needed to maintain a higher basal metabolic rate. The simple concept of fasting is this. If you deprive yourself from food for long enough, your body will exhaust its sugar stores and start burning fat for energy. This is known as metabolic switching. So if you want to take your weight loss to the next level, I would recommend fasting for 16 hours and leaving an 8-hour window to eat. For most people, you're going to start burning fat at the 10-hour mark. So you can always start easing into this fasting method instead of having a long fast time right off the bat, as your body may not be used to it. Protein, protein, protein. So we talked about a lot of methods that will help suppress your hunger. A higher protein intake will do this best. It will increase your GLP-1, peptide, and your cholecystokinin satiety hormones while reducing your ghrelin hormones. There are many studies that back this up. Since your body needs energy to digest and metabolize food, only a portion of your calorie intake actually gets used. This is known the thermic effect. The thermic effect of carbs is 5 to 10%, fats 0 to 3%, and finally protein with a high percentage of 20 to 30%. In one study, participants had their diets consist of 30% protein of their whole caloric intake for the day, causing them to automatically drop their calorie intake by 441 calories per day, which is a huge amount. It looks like you can lose way more than 1 pound of body fat per week if you start implementing this strategy. Other than a high thermic effect of food, it also boosts your metabolism and increase your calories burnt by 80 to 100 calories per day. This is again backed up by many studies. Now something I see very commonly is weight regain. This is going to set you back and this can be very discouraging. However, protein again is going to prevent this from happening. In one study, a modest increase in protein intake from 15 to 18% of calories reduced weight regain after weight loss by 50%. Alright guys, this is the last tip. We all love sleep, but some of us don't get enough. This can dramatically impact our body fat levels in many ways. And one of the main reasons is the decrease in your resting metabolic rate. It will greatly increase your hunger hormones and decrease your satiety hormones. One study using the data of 68,000 nurses demonstrates the amount of weight gained in relation to sleep deprivation. And another thing is, being sleep deprived also gives your brain way more reward when you do start eating food. So now you have all the knowledge you need to get onto your weight loss journey. By applying everything that I've explained today, you can expect to burn about 3 to 4 pounds of weight per week without exercise. The number one rule is consistency, and my recommendation is to start small. Ease into this process because change can be hard for a lot of us. It takes us out of our comfort zone, but I believe in you guys on this road to a better version of yourselves. I'd love to hear your story once you reach your goal, so send us an email, tell us how you did it, or even leave a comment down below. As you guys can tell, lots of work and research was put into this video, so we would appreciate if you could tap the like button and hit subscribe. Turn your notifications on for new videos, as it would help me a lot and we could end up helping more people as well. Thank you so much everyone, we'll see you next time.